We'll begin with our first session for the day, which is a panel discussion hosted by Surat chapter. And I request Mr. Prakash to take over the conversation from here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Prakash Kere, a software consultant and academic administrator, having 12 plus years of experience, and I'm a certified Scrum Master. Uh, Today, we are going to have a panel discussion on our topic, that is organizational agility. Uh, uh, Take Agile beyond the team. Uh, So on behalf of AMA Surat chapter, I welcome all the panelists and attendees. Request all the panelists to introduce one after another. So I request Virat to introduce himself.
Hello guys, very good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Virat Dayola. I've been working as a project leader in REST Infosystem. I have overall 11 plus years of experience in the field of IT and the management. I'm a certified Scrum Master. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Virat. Nidhi, please introduce yourself.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Myself, Nidhi Thakrar. I have overall 13 years of experience in the IT industry. I initially started my career as a software developer, and then I jumped towards the project management. I am PMI certified PMP. I am certified Scrum Master, and I'm also certified Scale Agilist. And I have worked on waterfalls, Scrum Kanban, Scrum Agile, and all such project management framework which are there, and we are right now working on the Scale Agile as well.
Okay, Ruchit.
Hello everyone, my name is Ruchit Jitendra Gandhi, and I am the director of the Dreamtech Innovation Private Limited, Surat. And I have 10 plus years of experience in IT services, like web development, software development, and I am basically managing the server side level, like AWS, GCP, etc.
Okay, thank you all the panelists for introduction. Let us start our journey of learning and sharing agility with our topic, that is organizational agility, take agile beyond the team. During the year 2020, every human being responded to the COVID-19 situation, even without a vaccine or any solution. The health department has adapted various levels of changes or innovations in their practice to save the life. With respect to this, I would like to raise our first question for our panelist, Nidhi, to give her insight on what is organizational agility.
Yeah, hi Prakash. So, like organizational agility is a company's ability to rapidly change or adapt in the response to the changes in the market. So, as if we talk, organization agility is not just about having few set of processes being implemented. It is about every one of you in your organization should be agile enough, should be able to quickly adapt the new processes, quickly adapt the new change, and that is where the organizational agility comes from. So with the level of changes and the ambiguity in the business today, the need for the organizational agility is a requirement for anyone wanting to succeed. So if any organization wants to be the first to be in the market to reach out to with their goals, they needs to be agile. They needs to have a disruption nature, making sure that whatever they are doing right now, they might not be doing down the line after 3 or 4 months. That's what the organizational agility is.
Okay, great, Nidhi. Also, I would like our panelist, Ruchit, to put few more points to this question.
Yeah, definitely. Basically, Nidhi, as Nidhi said, that is so true. I'll like to add that organization agility is a company abilities to rapidly change or adapt in response to the change in the market. There are many examples of how organization agility can benefit to any company. One of the best example we can say that online our retailer that is adapted and responded to the market change. That is our best example is Amazon. You can see how rapidly they have changed themselves in a retail market.
Yes, Richard and Nidhi, thanks for covering the points and helping us to know about organizational agility. Moving towards our next question, that is, what are the anti-patterns in organizational agility? And to answer this question, once again, I request Ruchit to share his idea.
Okay. Anti-patterns in Agile or Scrum anti-patterns are very bad practice that you have followed to improve the processes. Still, they do the opposite by hampering your efforts and slowing your progress towards achieving Agile goals. So it is a diagnostic from the Agile development practice that poses to be a solution, but creates negative consequence that you might realize later. That is why reporting needs to be taken seriously so that the development team can identify potential problem with the existing process based on their past mistakes and etc. And that can be introduced improvements. So, in my opinion, there are top 5 agile anti patterns that can be accelerated time to market. First one is miscommunication, that is everywhere. Second one is unclear requirements. Third one is scope stretching. Fourth one is ignorance of a sustainable pace, and fifth one is considering discovery and delivery as per the separate entities.
Uh, yes. Which that is it's agile anti-patterns can affect organization moral quality if they are been untreated. So it's like we must respect and respond to it accordingly. Coming over to you, Virat, kindly give your add-ons on this question.
Yes, Prakash, I think I agree to your thoughts and Ruchit thought as well. Right, but rather than to say finding out or having an anti-patents, it would be easy to easy the questions to elucidate to the sorted answer that everyone thinks of the whole bundle of the anti-patents and the points on anti-patents. But I think anti-patents would be found to its negative effect on the organization and kind of some of the negative effect throughout the process with the organization would be the lack of line sight to the value stream, the sense of slow velocity, extraordinary high number of acceptance failure cases during the PO testing, little or no improvement in the process, then waterfall mindset, the poor teamwork, lack of interdisciplinary collaboration throughout the team, lack of cross functionality within the team, lack of team autonomy, poor moral, lack of vision, and fuzzy sprint goals. Right? If you ask questions on all these of the some of these points, right, we will find the negative effect of these points, and that would definitely lead to the common patterns of anti-pattern, which is which has already been introduced to us as a the misconception, ignorance and suitability, sustainability, the consideration and discovery and delivery of the separate entities. If we ask the questions to the above patents, and we will definitely able to find out the anti-patents in the organization.
Okay, Virat, thank you. Also, it's like after learning the user sides of the organizational agility, we move with our further learning, and that is, we might be having a question that how does agility increase organizational performance? So, as per my views on it, it's like an organization should adopt a growth and a learning mindset. In such organization, they should conduct coaching and training programs that should be delivered at a scale to develop the capabilities of their people. Apart from this, it's like they should be keep constant learning and a growth with a as a top priority. And if you want your organization to develop and perform well, so it's like learning and growing should be with a consistent be practice in an organization. Also, learning from the past errors can help the organization prepare it for their future. Another thing that is we should recognize the opportunities and we should react to them accordingly. It's like the ability to execute strategies should be more quickly than others in your market, and also to serve also be served as agility. Organization should have a practice of learning behavior of external as well as an internal environments. These are my points on improving the organizational performance if we follow agility. To extend this one, I request Ruchit to put his perception on how does agility can increase organizational performance.
Basically, companies that
Ruchit.
have been around. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So basically, companies that have been around for the
Yes,
decades, or a
sir.
company that
Ruchit.
have been operations around the world and employ the tons of thousands of people, may struggle when it comes to organization agility, but it's not impossible. In fact, if they choose to ignore this need to change and adapt, it will prove them very costly. Within a constantly changing business environment, organization agility is crucial to take advantage of opportunities and make them most of competitive challenges. Organization must innovate and adapt quickly by empowering their employees, embracing distribution, and implementing with the how work gets done. This company will be able to harness the power that organization agility offer. So I think organization agility can be ignored anyhow.
Okay, Ruchit. Uh, so it's like after knowing the what organizational agility, its anti-patterns, and how it helps the organization, right? So we move on to the question that is to achieve or to fulfill the organizational agility. There must be some key person to design and develop organizational agility. So looking forward, this I would like to ask a question to Virat to put his insights on what is the nature and a function of leadership in agile organization.
Thank you, Prakash. I think most of the organizations are having a kind of central top-down approaches, or say old pattern of machinery or kind of organization, or a bureaucracy kind of approach in the older pattern. Right. But this has not been suitable to the new 21st century concept. Right, where the velocity, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity are so much. This basically called a concept called VUCA. Right. And to overcome these situations, or overcome this, we need to have quickly respond to this situation. Uh, Recently we are slowly moving down to the trend of demographic trend and globalization, along with the digital disruption and the information and communication technology suggests the organization must transform themselves. Right? Uh, Organization has to move from their old pattern to the newer one, and this change always been come from the leadership which has been there in the organization. It's not at the top level leadership, but it should be at every level of the organization. Right. And the organizational agility is suggesting this change of in the leadership as well. Right. And this leadership is like more like a facilitator or enabler, rather than to say have a manager in old pattern. Right. This the new type of leadership would help support build a relation and trust among the team members, and get all the members of the team, everyone onto the same platform to get themselves facilitate and innovate new ideas. This is how I think the leadership in the agile organization would change the way out.
Okay, okay, that's very nice, Virat, to hear. So taking this question towards Nidhi to know what she thinks on it.
Yeah. So first thing which we all should be remarking is we are using word leaders. We are not utilizing managers. The industry is moving towards the leaders. We all want an ideal to follow up. So that needs to be in a mind when we are talking about agility, or even if we are talking about success. We want more leaders to which we can idealize. We aspire to be like them. So it is only possible to be successful if you are nurturing the leaders, not the managers. And as Virat says that it is very complex nowadays, like we had all hierarchy level managers and everything, that needs to be changed. We need to realign our organizational hierarchy towards where the value is. So that is where we need leaders who can lead us by the example, who has a high value in themselves, high moral ethical values, and everyone should be aspiring to be like them. It should not be like I'm a dictator, whatever I'm saying you have to do it, but it should be, see what I'm doing, if you think I'm doing it right, then you do it yourself. We need such a kind of a leaders to make sure that we are succeeding.
Yeah, it's very nice. And it's like that the team collaboration should be like that. Each and everyone should be trying to grab the quality from each other and to develop leadership in themselves, right? So it's moving towards our another question, that is how can one improve organizational agility with the help of technology? Once again, I ask Nidhi to put his views on this question.
Yeah. So technology is there nowadays in every step we think of, and it has definitely helped us to come over this COVID pandemic situation while everyone is working from home. I do remember, like down the line, before 10 years, if I talk about my manager or someone that I want to work from home, that would be a big question, how we can allow you to work from home. So allowing everyone to work from home, providing them a right equipment to get their work done, it's the main step towards the organizational agility, which technology has supported. We all have laptops, we all have a different set of wi-fi routers, everything which is available, which made us possible to work from home and achieving our work. So that's the one advantage of technology which has helped us to achieve the organizational agility. And next we talk about, let's say, if we are working on any new project, we have so many tools available right now in the market, so that we can make sure in future if we want to scale our product, we will be able to scale it. Let's take an example of an AWS. Let's take an example of a NoSQL big data. Those tools and those technologies are scalable. It is not just scalable. If you see your business is not doing well and you want to switch in towards a different direction, you should be able to minimize the usage as well without impacting your current project, without impacting your current business. So that is how technology is there in terms of allowing you to work from anywhere, in terms of allowing you to design your product or architect the way it is scalable. And furthermore, whenever we go through any meeting, we should not be discussing on a high level. We need some data. So there are some tools like BI data analytics, which we can utilize to make sure we are stating what is there on the board, we are stating what is there on the reports, and then we should be able to make our communication to the upwards. And one thing which is very important in any organization, if even if not in agile, it is a communication. So organization should be using a right tool so that they can communicate very well to all one to everyone. So we can use, let's say, if you say we want to use Slack, go use Slack. We want to use Microsoft Teams, go use Teams. But the communication, which is very essential for anything to work, we can be use any tools which are available right now in a market.
Yeah, right. Yes, yes, Neil, it's right. It's like that in a year 2020 is enough to describe how technology has driven various business activities by making use of number of online tools and to deliver their services, or you can say production operations. So we might have never have thought that, not only the IT industry but also non-IT industry will respect this pandemic situation so quickly and so nicely. So it's like that if you ask me, so as an academician, it was like if I remember in the past, that is the last March, that is around 23rd, it was been declared as a lockdown, and thereafter it was difficult for us to conduct the lectures online right now, because the college in which I am teaching it is in somewhat in the rural area. So some of the needs like of having an internet for our students was a challenging task. So it was like that the situation was being adopted by the students. They try to manage and the things, and it was like they also started using various tools to communicate with us. As Nizi said, that the communication is an important part in for any organization. So this is how we just handed out the situation. And among this, we can say that the cloud technology has played a vital role in doing all this stuff. So where it delivers its services on demand, as then we can go with a policy pay as per the usage, and we can access the various tools or resources by provided by the cloud vendors from anywhere at any time, right? So that is what the thing is. And moving with our last question, that is for all the panelists, and I request Virat to answer the question first, and then we'll go with the one after the another. That is, why is organizational agility necessary for success?
Uh, Thank you, Prakash. Here, let's say, as we earlier discussed, that let's understand the organizational agility. And organizational agility is not something that organization only the organization has to change, but it is not that organization along with the all the level of the employees or all the members of the organization has to be quickly and continuously respond to the ever-changing situation and fulfill the customer need. Uh, Now, understanding of why this is necessary to the successes, uh, the environment is constantly changed. Organizational agility is crucial in that continuous change environment. To take that opportunity and take the most out of the competitive challenges, organization must evolve and adapt quickly. All the changes need to be quickly adopted by the organization by either empowering the employee, embracing the disturbance, like experimenting with the how work get done by the employee in their own way. Right. And companies will have to be able to harness the power of the organization agility to offer the success. Look at with the some of the examples of it, it would be say at a very big level organization can also be adopt to the organizational agility and get the success, such as let's say Amazon, the McKinsey. Right. These are the organizations which have not only the thousands of employees but millions of employees. Still, they adopt the agility into the terms of multiple teams. They quickly evolve with the situation, give harnessing the employees, and get right out of the situation. And now look at we can easily say that these are the very successful organization. So we can do like that.
Yes, that you are right. So over to you, Nidhi. Kindly share your views.
So let's say I want to succeed in one project. I am agile enough. I'm able to adjust. I'm able to change. I'm able to adapt. But what about out of 10 members of my project, one is resistant? If that person is not able to understand the concept of agility, or if he or she is not able to accept the changes or communications which are going through, the project will not be succeed. So that is where everyone needs to come on a same page. So let's say everyone is on a same page. We are all ready to accept the changes which are being given. We are already all ready and prepared to accept the changes which has been given to our idea. So that is where everyone is on a same page. They will be able to perform much faster. And another thing is, when we talk about organizational agility, it talks about autonomous teams. It gives access to the member to make the right decision. So when everyone is feeling empowered, when everyone is feeling, yes, they are able to make some value, they will be working at their best. So this is how, if everyone, just imagine everyone is doing their best to do something great, we will be definitely seeing the success in the end project. So that is why organizational agility is really required to make anything work.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, it's right that as an individual, we need to adapt the challenges and the changes that we face. I request Ruchit to add to this question.
Yeah, of course. As Nizi said, that all of body needs to be have on the same page. So I would like to take one example of any industry that will be like after sales and after sales service. So nowadays there is very much important after sales service. With the help of sales after sales service, that an organization can be sustained in the market. So with the help of organization agility, that after sales services, that is called as a support, supporting their customers, supporting their clients. That's very important nowadays. Then only their new customer that can be joined there very easily. So with the help of organization agility, they can improve some kind of a system. They can improve some kind of experimenting changes with their employees. That can be done easily. So that is very much important nowadays, that organization agility must be improved in every organization.
Okay, okay, fine, Richard. That's true that it's like that every organization should have a roadmap towards the achieving their goal of, you can say, for delivering services or producing any of the product. It's like they must have a continuous learning among their teams. They should continuously have the study of internal and external environment factors that are been applied for their organization, and they should act accordingly, and it's like they should respond it to quickly, and should make the desirable changes at the earliest, right? So uh, with this we come to the all the questions. If there are any questions from our attendees, we can go with it.
Okay, so I can see like there is already one question by Sunil Kumar. He says that ability to change or ability to adapt the change. It is about both. There is very thin line if we talk about adapting something or changing something. So if you are adapting something, let's say I am adapting the new processes which are there. It doesn't mean that I'm mentally prepared to follow that processes for the long time. If I'm changing myself, by default I will be following the processes. So there is very thin line. One should be able to adapt and change themselves in able to be agile. So I hope that answers your question. Do let us know in the comment if you have any further question.
Okay, there is one question that is different ways to bring organizational agility to business. Can anyone from the panel means come and answer to this question? Different ways to bring organizational agility to business.
Okay, I can take it up. So there are many ways we can bring a organizational agility. So we have to go a step by step. First, let's talk about making sure everyone is aware about what is organizational agility. Then it is trainings. Train everyone to make sure that they are understanding the processes and they know the reason behind why we are going towards the agile or why we are trying to implement the organizational agility. The second one is about empowering your employees, making sure they have the right knowledge, making sure they have the right accesses to the tools and technologies which you are going to implement, and they should be able to make the right decision. There should not be like, okay, I have to do this change, I need to get approval from the three level up. It should not be like that. If it is smaller enough, you should be able to make right decisions. So there are many steps in which we can ensure that we are going towards the organizational agility. The first step I would say is to make sure the team is aware about that and team is being trained for the that. And another thing, we should be able to give a time to for the innovation as well. That is what all agility is about: innovate, adapt, accept. So everything should be going on, and there are many phases by which we can make sure that okay, we have implemented this process for the agility, and we are seeing some results, so we are in the right direction. Once after 3 or 4 months, we should really go through the processes and make sure that if at all any changes is required or not. We should not stick with the processes which are there since the day one. We should be able to change our processes and our view as well as we see the results of our processes. So it's an ongoing process.
Okay, okay, yes, Nidhi. There is one more question. That is, what is agile maturity?
Hi, Prakash. I think I can take up this question.
Yeah, yes, yes,
Uh,
yes. Please, Virat.
yeah. Uh, See, agile is a kind of the process which everyone should take up the change and adopt with the change quickly. However, we can say that ad hocing and defining the process, managing the things, and optimizing that process. Right. This would be kind of agile maturity kind of, but agile maturity model. Right. This is no. This is basically a broad steps which we can say for the maturity level of the agile process. Right. And this is a continuous thing which evolve again and again through the process and have kind of things experiment, see the result, learn from it, and improve it. And this same process would repeat again and again, and we get the best result out of it. Would be the kind of maturity for the agile.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Virat, for the reply. There is another question, that is, what should be a Scrum Master's approach for organizational agility when the senior business people are reluctant towards agile?
Yeah, I can take that up too. So, a Scrum Master is a coach. That is the basic definition of a Scrum Master. You should be able to coach. It is not only about the Scrum team members. In Agile, in Scrum, there are no roles. If you have a Scrum team of a 10 members, and if you have an associate director, a director as in a part of a QA or development, he or she is just a team. You should not be seeing through their designation. Yes, their designation, their experience come with a lots of help which they can provide us as in a team. So if you see like your senior management is not agile enough, and you should be able to go to them and discuss. If they are going to implement it themselves, the team will reflect better. Team reflect what they see, right? If we see that okay, we are in a Scrum Agile, but I don't see my manager doing that, then we are wrong. We should be having a leader setting up an example. So you discuss with them, you go, you coach them, you see, you make them assure that okay, if you start following, if you start becoming an agile, you will see the more progress from the team. The team will be able to reflect better, team will be able to relate to you better. So you should be able to coach the senior business people as well. You should not limit yourself just to your Scrum team.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Nidhi, for the reply. Uh, Another question is, what kind of individual competencies are needed to contribute to agile, uh, to contribute to organizational agility? I repeat the question, that is, what kind of individual competencies are needed to contribute to organizational agility?
Okay, I will like to answer that. So,
Yes,
in terms
please.
of achieving organizational agility, there is no specific competency which you need. So, if we talk about being agile organization, it is talking about everyone. It's talk about marketing teams. It talks about sales team. It talks about development team. It everyone, every competency is needed to make sure that organization is agile enough. It is not about working in a silo. So Ruchi did say that if we talk about sales and marketing, yes, we do need them in our organizational agility itself. Let's take an example of an automobile project. Let's say Tata is trying to launch a new vehicle. They are advertising it so well that okay, in January 2020, okay, let's not talk in the past, in January 2022 we are going to launch a economical solar powered new car. And then this projects kick off, and everyone is working in a silo. development team is working on creating a car, but they are seeing few hurdles which are not getting communicated to the sales or marketing team. So they are not aware that car is going to be delayed. We won't be able to launch their car in a 2022. It is going to be delayed, like it will be out in a December. But what if everyone is working right in the same direction, working together, communicating well? Then, okay, if we see that there are few hurdles in the development side, marketing and sales team will be able to communicate them. So it is about, we need all competency to make sure that we are agile. It is not about development team is working in a silo in agile way and sales and marketing team are working in a silo in agile way. That is not going to work. You are not going to achieve a final success if there are silos. So we need everything, everyone, even HR, everyone needs to be agile to make sure that we are achieving that success which we want. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Nidhi. There is a question that is, when there is a lot of resistance from a team members towards agility, then how to bring them on the same page or convince them to use agile framework?
I would like to go with the answer that
Yeah, please.
basically in agile that is a, experimental things, and that's needs to be done with the help of everyone. And so we need to take a help with our organization. We need to take our that help from our employees. So we have to explain them with the best example with the organization, like a big giants like Amazon and Netflix. They have implemented this kind of a stuff in their organization. So by taking this kind of example, we can convince them very easily.
So, yes, yes, Abhishek, that's right. Uh, there is another question that is, how can we encourage organizational agility?
Prakash, I would like to give the focus on this answer. Uh,
Yes, please, please, please.
Scrum Master would be the person who is the coach for the organization to give the understanding and the training to all the members in the organization to understand how the agile process will improve the organizational agility, how the agile process will improve themselves as an individual as well. Right. If it is not only the duty for the Scrum Master as well, but the Scrum Master has the primary person who has been coaching to the organization about the agility and the Scrum. Right. If everyone start improving themselves, right, then organization automatically goes around. Right. And it is always been individual responsibility as well to have quickly understand the process and adopt to the new changes and innovate the ideas.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Virat. Is so. Is there any more questions?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see like there was
There is.
one question
Yeah, please,
asked
please.
by, yeah, I can see there was one question asked by Ashwin. He said that how can we achieve organizational agility in terms of a product-based companies where we have a million of employees. So Ashwin, I know when we have thousands of employee working in the same organization and on a product which is like 20, 30 years old, it is difficult to make a single change, but it is not impossible. I have worked with the product based companies throughout my life, so I do understand your point from where it is coming. It is a challenge, but what you have to do is you have to, let's say there are thousands of employee. Out of thousands, take 50 employee, start implementing a new processes and agile as in a POC. Check how one cycles goes, take out the changes, take out the impediments which you face, implement a new process, make sure it work, and in the next cycle include another 50 employees. So batch by batch, we will be able to achieve agility down the line. I can say when it will take 2 years as well, but you should start somewhere. at least start implementing in a smaller group as in a POC. Once you see that the POC is doing very well, include other team members too in that. So it is not impossible. And I was listening to one podcast about how American Express is working on their agility. And they said it's been more than 5 years and they're still working on it. They are agile, but there are many silos, there are many processes on which they yet need to focus. And we all know, like American Express has a millions of employees. So it is not impossible. You just have to start, and as the process is long enough, you need to be uh make sure that you are staying on that process. If we are following something for many years, there are chances that we lose the interest, but we need to make sure we are on it, we are making sure that we are adapting new changes as we are going. So it is not impossible for the product based companies to be agile, but yeah, it takes time for them.
Okay. Another question we have, that is, can you please suggest the difference in roles and responsibilities between Scrum Master and Agile Coach?
Okay, I will take that. So,
Yes.
I don't see much difference between a Scrum Master and Agile Coach as such. So, whenever we do Scrum Master or whenever we go in the trainings for the Scrum Master, it says that you needs to be a coach. Coach not only for the team, coach for the organization as well. You should be able to tell the management that, okay, this project does not require Agile. Yes, that is what you can say. This project does not require Agile. It is very small. Go through the waterfall way. So that is what a Scrum Master role is. An Agile coach does the same, but I believe in some organization, what they are doing is they are bringing Agile coaches from the outside, so that they make sure that whatever processes, if they are migrating from a waterfall to Agile, they just make sure they have an expert over there who can help the organization as a whole to build the right processes, and then give them the right recipes to be Agile. So that is where the difference is. But once organization is Agile and you are a Scrum Master, I don't see any difference whether you can be a Agile coach or Scrum Master. I hope that
Okay.
answers your questions.
Okay. Thank you, Nidhi, for covering that question. Uh, what should be some of the success measurements for organizational agility?
Mm. Sorry, Prakash, can you repeat it?
Yeah, the question is, what should be some of the success measurements for organizational agility? There is a success measurement for organizational agility.
Okay. I would like to take it. So, ultimate goal for any organization is what? Making sure customers are happy, making sure they are getting value for what they are delivering, and making sure that team is functioning well without much of a trouble, right? So if the end of a one or two release cycle, you see that, okay, whatever we are doing, we are seeing few of the silos within a team, we are seeing so many impediment within a team, and we are seeing that the end product which we delivered is not making value to the customer, right? We get the feedback help us to evaluate whether we are there and we are able to deliver the success or not. Based on the customer feedback, based on your team's working charts, whatever tools which you follow, you should be able to monitor where you are. You should be able to check whether you have been there, you have achieved the success or not. And for me, the primary goal is customer feedback. Customer feedback will able to tell you whatever you have done, whether you have succeeded in it or not.
Yes, thank you for covering the question. So we take this last question, that is, how quickly are the teams rising to the need of the skills in the organization? Uh,
Sorry, that was not a question. That was a response in addition to what Nidhi was saying
okay,
to question on the organizational agility. My apologies if it sounds like a question.
okay, sir. Okay. So, is there any more questions? Okay, so we end our this QA session here, and I conclude the session with a quote for all the agile practitioner, that is, agility is a journey, not a destination, and we all have a long way to go. So on behalf of ANI Surat chapter, I thank to all the panelists, attendees, ANI committee members, volunteers of ANI Surat chapter for organizing and attending to make this event a successful one. So thanks once again from my side to all of you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for a wonderful panel
Thank you.
discussion. All right. So that was the panel discussion hosted by Surat chapter. And moving further with our next session for the day, which is hosted by Noida chapter. And the session is presented by Roma, and it is on the topic Agile transformation from scattered to scale. And yes, so we will be resuming our session in 10 minutes. We can take a short break in between. We will be coming back at 11. Thank you. And one more thing, I request all the participants to fill out the feedback form, as it will help us in understanding the lacking points, and it will help us in improving for the future events. Thank you.